Hey everyone, happy 2021. If you're new here, my name is Sabrina and I'm a first year medical student at the University of Chicago. I'm filming this on Monday, January 11th, so it's officially been a week since I started my winter quarter, but things are already overwhelming. I may or may not have So it's officially been a full week since I started my winter quarter, but things are already overwhelming. I may or may not have overcommitted myself this quarter. So given my busy schedule and the fact that I have some habits and resolutions I want to keep track of this year, it's more important than ever for me to stay organized. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about what I do to make sure that I'm meeting my deadlines, doing everything when I need to be doing them. My quick disclaimer is that I am not a naturally organized person. I'm actually very messy. I've never been the kind of person to have the patience to do bullet journaling or have those really beautiful color-coded notes. You might know a few pre-meds like that. So my planner and organization system are really not all that pretty. They're not meant to be, they're just what work for me. So I use three main things to stay organized. I use the calendar app on my MacBook and my phone, a written planner that looks like this, and a dry erase calendar that I keep in my room where I put the big picture, deadlines for work, exams, things like that. I'll go over my calendar app really briefly, but it's pretty self-explanatory, so most of this video will be focused on my planner and how I use it. This planner that I use is actually not meant to be a planner, it's actually just a lined paper notebook. And so I've customized this notebook to really meet all of my needs as a medical student, part-time research assistant, and all of the other things that I do with my free time. So here's a quick look at my calendar app. I won't spend too long on this, as I mentioned, since it's pretty self-explanatory. But the nice thing about this is that I've synced this to my Canvas account, which is where all of my class information is. So everything in yellow here is kind of directly imported from my Canvas school calendar, and so it's really nice because you have all the Zoom meeting links and things like that. In addition to that, I have other meetings related to school in blue. So this is a panel that the Health Policy Interest Group, which I am a co-leader for, held this afternoon. And finally, I have some entries in green. Those are for my part-time job. I'm working as a research assistant for a federal government contractor in health policy. Yes, very self-explanatory, but really helpful, especially as so many of these meetings are Zoom meetings, to just have all of my Zoom links in one place. So in addition to my Google Calendar, which kind of has more of my day-to-day schedule, what classes I need to be at and when, I also have this planner, which really helps me keep track of my daily priorities and what I'm hoping to accomplish. This planner is actually just like a lined notebook. So I actually just got a new one. So you can see it's just a lined paper notebook that has, division into 3 sections on each page. And I found that these 3 sections were really handy. So I just wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday get one section because, I usually have less going on those days. I really kind of prefer this kind of notebook turned planner over buying a planner in the store because it gives me greater flexibility. So for instance, during winter break, I didn't do any work really. So I basically omitted the days between Friday the 18th and Sunday the 3rd of 2021. And that way I really wasn't wasting any pages. There's also more room for customization in terms of being able to write notes in the margins and leaving space for other notes kind of in the back. This planner, because of that, actually lasted me from fall of 2019, which is during my gap year when I was working full-time, to February 2021. So it's also kind of cheaper than buying a new planner every single year. So in terms of actual organization, I usually keep this column for things I want to accomplish this day, and I keep this column for things that are either due on that day or meetings that I have scheduled or things like that. So when you take Monday, for instance, I have my vaccine appointment at 6:30. I have a call with a friend, and then these are all the kind of things that I want to accomplish. I usually separate out the things I want to accomplish for school, studying for an exam, and things I want to accomplish for my job or for my extracurricular kind of commitments, or other things like buy body wash and slippers, kind of go lower priority. School is always number one, as you know. The other interesting thing about my planner is my habit tracker. So This is what it looked like last year. As I mentioned, I got this planner in fall of 2019, so it started in October and ran through June 2020. I kind of stopped tracking my habits once quarantine hit because I don't know, it's sort of like, why am I tracking habits when the world is ending around me? But I'm hoping to start tracking habits again in 2021, and so that is what I've dedicated the first page to of my new planner to. I have another habit tracker here, and this is where I'm hoping to keep track of my resolutions. So I'm hoping to have a section for cooking all 3 meals at home. I love eating out, and I'm trying to spend less money and be healthier and eat in more. Going to the gym / working out. And then finally, I want a section for reading and writing, spending at least 30 minutes a day, either reading or writing. Last year, this last section was for practicing French. So French is gonna have to take a back seat to my literary ambitions, but even though I have a Google Calendar with what my meetings are and classes are each day, I really like this system. I depend on my planner so much, actually, because I think that it allows me to manage priorities, and that's something that I think is really crucial when you're a medical student, when you're balancing a lot of things all at once. It's very rare that I check off my checklist completely and finish everything that I want to accomplish for the day. So I usually have to push some things off to the next day or the day after that. So it's really helpful to see what's left on my checklist. For example, my scholarship and discovery application, I didn't finish on Monday, so I put it on Tuesday. So that way I can kind of keep track of those longer term kind of due dates. For instance, my S&D application isn't due until February, so I can kind of slowly work on it until then. It's also really helpful to have deadlines. So for instance, this Wednesday I have a deadline for work. So this morning when I was reviewing my planner, I saw this deadline and I just wrote this down in what I wanted to accomplish today, gave myself the assignment. If I don't end up accomplishing it, then I'll know to do it tomorrow. The last thing I'll say is that I also really like to make lists. Sometimes I add post-it notes to kind of fit everything that I want to do on the list. As you can see, during anatomy, I had exam to do kind of stuff lists up here, and also, as you can see, I did not finish most of what I wanted to accomplish before the exam, but that's kind of how anatomy goes. I hope this video is helpful, or at least somewhat helpful, for those of you hoping to get more organized or stay organized in 2021. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and thank you for 500 subscribers. I'm so pleased that there are so many of you. I have a couple exciting videos on health policy and med student life planned for the next month or so, so keep an eye out for those. See you next time.